Jesus did for people like you and I.
What God cannot do. I've come to return the glory to God for his faithfulness in my life. So I had two major goals last year: to have a baby and to get an international job. And after during the 21-day fast, Pastor Jerry declared that everything will happen at the same time.
Everything will happen at the same time. Everything will happen at the same time.
And I hung on to that word. I was called to come and pick up my offer letter to the glory of God. And then 2 weeks later, I was confirmed pregnant. That is my first major miracle. So a month later, we were told that we have to, at my job, that we have to go for 8 months training. And remember, I'm pregnant. And then secondly, I went for a medical checkup and I found out that they said that it was a high-risk pregnancy. So I was confused. How can this happen at the same time? But then I said, Lord, your word had gone ahead. I was on the fire altar that day. And then the word went ahead. Papa's word said, first of all, it said, that thing you are afraid of will not happen.
What you are afraid of will not happen. What you are afraid of will not happen.
And your name is on that list.
Your name is on that list. Your name is on that list. Your name is on that list.
I was already told by the personnel at the office that since I'm pregnant, I don't qualify for the training because it is very, very strenuous. Not physically, but mentally you will burn out. So they said my name will not be on batch A. So I would have to wait until batch B, which is when my baby will be 2 months old, and then I'll be apart from him for 8 months. So I said, God, it will not work. I went to office that day and I saw that my name was in fact on the list. And then I went to the medical personnel. And then they said, we don't advise you to travel. I said, the word has gone ahead. And then they said, we don't advise you. I said, I'm going. And then I went, and to the glory of God, the word went ahead. I had the easiest pregnancy ever. They started looking for me at the clinic, asking, where is that pregnant woman? Because the office informed them that there's a pregnant, high-risk pregnancy woman. They came and they said, where is she? I said, I don't know who she is. They said, but you are the pregnant woman. I said, yes, I'm pregnant, but it's not high risk. So they now said, okay, please, we're begging you, come for checkup. I said, no problem, I will be coming. And that's how I did. When the training got strenuous, where people started dropping down like flies, where people were falling sick, not me, there was a hedge of fire around me. I was strong. People kept asking, how are you able to do this? I said, it's to the glory of God. Even men that had wives, they said that my wife is not as strong as you. I said, no, I'm not strong. I'm as soft as egg, a gentle. I don't survive stress, but God carried me through. And on the day, and they even told me at the hospital, they said high risk, that this baby might be delivered preterm, that he might not make it to term. I said, okay, no problem, keep your reports. Then I went 40 weeks, I made it. 41 weeks, I was still pregnant. 42 weeks, I was still pregnant. I started crying. I said, God, please have mercy on me. Let this baby come out. I'm tired of being pregnant, please. No, I'm tired. I cannot take it anymore. I'll be walking. You know, they will say, drink Zobo, drink pineapple, walk. I was walking and I'll be on the road crying because I was tired. So on the week where we had 10 minutes dance, and I said, God, it's me and you this week. So every week after I finish, I'll start dancing. On Friday, after I finished Nsppd and I did my 10-minute dance, I went into labor. I said, yes, that's right. So during the labor, everything was going all right. But then after checking for some hours, they said, this labor is not progressing. That we will have to inject you with something that will speed up the dilations. You're only 3 centimeters for 5 hours. I said, okay, no problem, go. So they went, and when they went, I said, God, make a name for yourself. Show that you have followed me from the beginning to the end of this journey. And the doctor just went out for not up to 10 minutes and came back. And there's something told the doctor. She now said, let me just check how far you're dilated. And she now said, you're going to have this baby in the next 1 hour or 30 minutes. Get ready. So because of my history, because they always bring out medical history, and I went to the best hospital, so they always bring out medical history. So when we're there, they said, this person is going to help you if you need clamping. This person is going to help you if you need emergency C-section. I said, I don't need it. I won't need it. They said, how do you know? I said, because my God has gone ahead. And then they wondered. They now said, what do you mean? I said, don't worry. This baby is coming out in 30 minutes. They were looking at me. They said, you must be ambitious. I said, no, it's God. So I started pushing. at 9. And the timestamp on my baby certificate is 9:31 p.m. He came by 9:30. That 1 minute is just for them to document, pull out. See my miracle baby, oh. See my high risk pregnancy. My beautiful baby boy. I just want to give God all the glory. And I want to thank you, Pastor, for delivering me from ITK. I know book. So because I know book, faith and ITK do not go together. But me, as everything was happening, I said, God is faithful. Everything I know is failing me. Everything I understand is failing me. And then I was delivered from ITK. So now I'm taking radical steps of faith. Secondly, thank you for what you are doing in our generation. The fire will keep burning from children to our children's children. We will pour it into our children. Our children will pour it into their children. So I don't want to give God all the glory.
What God cannot do does not exist. What our Lord cannot do does not exist. My name is Mr. Raphael Ogdo. I am giving this testimony from Abuja, Nigeria. Sometime in 2022, I discovered that I had a lump on my chest, painless lump. I went to the hospital and they did some tests. And after they did the biopsy, they discovered that it was cancer, multiple myeloma. A rare, dangerous cancer. I was very, very afraid. And they said that the cancer have affected my kidney. And I went for dialysis many times. After that, there is no improvement. I went to some other hospitals in this Abuja, reputable ones. After the treatment, I'm not getting any better. Within a week, my whole system break down. I was having very severe pain all over my body. I cannot even raise my hand to eat. It's my wife that used to feed me that time. I can't eat by myself. So it was very, very, very terrible experience. At the time, I don't know myself again. It is my daughter that rushed me to Germany for further treatment. The doctors in Germany said that I had a very slim chance of survival, that even if I survive, I will not walk again because the multiple myeloma have damaged my bones. And later on, they said that I have a heart complication and they put a pacemaker on me. And they said that I may continue with the pacemaker for the rest of my life.
So, like my dad said, yes, he was extremely sick. So the doctors in Nigeria told me that he's on the final stage and won't be able to make it. That flying him abroad or even praying will not be able to, do anything. We have to make arrangements for him to get medical treatment in Germany. So we traveled down there. On our arrival, I think we arrived with him almost dead. So in the midst of this, we were praying Nsppd. My sister in Amsterdam came and joined me. Every time we were always praying Nsppd, putting Pastor Jerry's message beside my dad. We're fasting and praying and praying. No, I was not expecting Pastor Jerry to mention multiple myeloma because this is a very rare kind of cancer. I wasn't expecting him to mention. But I was expecting him to mention the symptoms, like the pains, the bone pains, the failing of the organs and all that. And yes, on the 5th of September, my dad was in ICU for over 2 weeks. Then on the 5th of September, my dad's case was mentioned.
Let everyone in the ICU, let them rise right now. Let them rise right now. Anyone in coma, let them come out of coma.
We screamed and we claimed it. In fact, I wrote it down on Facebook and I was like, yes, that's my dad, that's my father, that's my father. My father is healed in the name of Jesus. Immediately after that, my dad opened his eyes. This is someone that had been in ICU for close to 3 weeks. My dad opened his eyes. He was able to recognize us because we were constantly on his bedside praying. He was able to recognize us. The doctors were surprised. But again, they told us that, oh, yeah, he's fine, but he's going to be on a wheelchair and the dialysis team will have to continue until, probably get a kidney donation or something. And we continued praying until 11th of January when Pastor Jerry mentioned multiple myeloma.
I hear it. Multiple myeloma. Multiple myeloma. If you are the one, put it on the last room. The devil is a liar. By the power that raised Jesus from the dead, I announce, let it be reversed.
At that point, we were like, everyone was like, what? Multiple myeloma continuation. My sister called, everyone was calling. My sister in Amsterdam, my brother in the United States. We're like, we had Pastor Jerry mention my dad's case, we didn't mention my dad's case. We're so happy. And after then, we noticed that his recovery became much more faster. Even the doctors were like, oh wow, he's recovering quite fast. When Dad was discharged, his kidneys were completely fine when he was discharged. Completely fine. He was not on wheelchair, he was walking, he was moving, but he was walking fine. I just forgot to mention that in Germany, in the hospital in Germany where he was, his cancer load, I don't know how, I've forgotten the terminology is measuring it, was about 2,000 plus. Where after Pastor Jerry mentioned his case on the 5th of September, it ran low to 80. So as at the time he was discharged, he was on 80, from 2,000 down to 80. When we came back to Nigeria, when Pastor Jerry mentioned his case on the 11th of January, it came down again to 50, and he had remained on 50. Even when he went to the United States recently in August to check again, he was still on 50, and they were like, "This is absolutely fine." Now my dad is walking about, going about his business. He's fine, and we can, we're just praising and thanking the Lord.
What God cannot do
does not exist.
What God cannot do
Does not exist.
My name is Mrs. Adaben.
My name is Nsppd.
We are making this video from Lagos, Nigeria. On this year, 2024, my husband was sick. So we rushed him to hospital. From one hospital to another, almost 3 hospitals. They said they don't know what is wrong with him. Then after everything, they referred us to General Hospital, Bagada. We went there. After the test, they said it was kidney failure. And they started treating the kidney failure. At last, the doctor said he will be doing dialysis. And that dialysis is the only thing that will be helping the kidney to be functioning, that the kidney is weak, that the kidney is no longer working. And since that time, we have been doing dialysis upon dialysis. From February till now, we have done 28 dialysis. And each dialysis we do, they must do 2 ounces of blood. If they put 2 ounces of blood, it's 100, and if they do not put blood, it's about 55,000. So when we come back from the hospital, one of our neighbors come to meet us. He say, you people should join Nsppd. There is nothing God cannot do. That God has been using Pastor Jerry to heal all manner of disease, raising the dead, healing heart failure, liver failure. Say this kidney failure is nothing for God to do. And we keep to the prayer every morning. We will come out, me and my husband, we will come out and be watching Pastor Jerry and be praying with him. Anytime Pastor Jerry mentioned kidney failure,
I just heard the Lord say, I'm reversing kidney failure. I am reversing kidney failure.
We keep to eat. And that time my husband has a pipe on the neck, because they have put the pipe on the 2 legs, remove it, and they put for the neck. So he has been doing the dialysis. So on that fateful day, on the 23rd of September, Pastor Jerry mentioned there is something connected to your kidney, and they say you will carry it for a very long time. I revise it in the name of Jesus.
I don't know who you are. Your kidney is connected to something outside. It's connected to something outside. You thought it was going to be for a short time. Now it's elongating. It's elongating. It's elongating. If you're the one putting on the last room, the Most High has shown up. The Most High has shown up. I am out. Let it be reversed.
We shouted amen. After that, on the November 11th, my husband has a dream. My husband has a dream where they did him operation in the spiritual realm, and when he wake up, he was healthy, he was fine, he was jumping up, because for a very long time my husband cannot be able to walk without holding him. He cannot be able to do anything. But that day, that fateful day, November 11th, he was jumping up and down in the morning, jumping, thanking the Lord, say, God have healed you, God have healed you. And after that day, the next day, on the 13th of that November, Pastor Jerry mentioned, he said, you are here. There is a pipe connected to your kidney. They say you will carry it for a very long time.
I don't know the bypass connected to your kidney. It looks like you're going to carry it for a long time. It looks like you're going to carry it for a long time. But the mercy of God says no. But the mercy of God says no.
I say, God have completed it. The healing is permanent. And my husband, we are shouting and shouting and shouting, jubilating. So after everything, I tell my husband, you have to go and do test. My husband was afraid. He said, you don't know what. I said, go and do test. God have healed you. Anything that God did is permanent. He said, I don't want to go there. And when I do the test, they will say the thing is still there. I said, go and do the test. My husband was afraid. Later, I said, first of all, you have to go and remove the pipe on your neck to show that God have healed you. So we have to call the doctor. The doctor said, okay, come so they come and remove the pipe. Then we went to that place and removed the pipe. After we come back, I tell my husband, the next thing is for you now to go and do the test. He was afraid. Later, on the 18th of this December, he went to go and do the test. When he did the test, everything have cleared. Everything. You cannot see the case of kidney failure. All of us, we are happy, we are shouting. We say, we will testify. Since that day now, my husband is okay, he's fine. Let me have carried shame. And shame will have become their dinner, their morning food, their afternoon food. I really appreciate God for what God have done in my life and in my family, even in the life of my children. This God is a faithful God. What God cannot do does not exist.
Pastor Jerry, God will bless you. God will bless you.
What the Lord cannot do does not exist. My name is Dr. Beatrice Onyedor, and I'm about to give my credentials to frame the perspective of this testimony, because it is a miracle that looks and sounds like a lie. Fellow of the West African College of Surgeons, 1995. American Board of Internal Medicine, 2001, 2012, 2022. So when I talk medical terms, I know what I'm talking about. So I flew in from New Jersey. It is a case of weeping after celebration, number one. Number two is my head after the harvest. Number three, gone trying to take the baby after the woman had labored. My daughter is a physician in North Carolina, and I am a physician in New Jersey. Last time I saw her was May 13, and she was perfectly healthy. She has a habit of calling me on her way back to work, and I did not sense any problem. The celebration was me practicing as an internist for 20 years, and I was burnt out. And I'm like, since I was a plastic surgeon in Nigeria, let me diversify and go into aesthetics. So I had held this open house. The mayor was there. It was our celebration. That was 29th of September, 2023. Come 4th of October 2023, first client on my seat, I got a call from my daughter's phone, and I picked it up, and it was a doctor at the other end. And she says, oh, my daughter says to get consent from you. She's going on a ventilator. She's going on a ventilator. For what? We're intubating her. So I looked for a ticket, and I flew south. When I got there, I walked up to her, and I said, you shall not die, but live to declare the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. They understood that I understood what they're talking about. So they brought the labs. They were interviewing everybody from her children to her husband. It was a lot of interview to me. They could not place a finger on what was going on. My other son in Detroit is a physician. She flew in. The last one is an attorney in Los Angeles. She flew in. So we all gathered there and couldn't make sense of it. Fast forward 8 days later, she was extubated, weaned off the ventilator, had a feeding tube, had to learn to walk, but that is not the testimony. She went home after 2 weeks. 5 days later, second client, I had rejoiced that it's all over. This time around, it was her calling, Mom, I'm getting intubated. Mom, I'm getting intubated. What? I flew south again. It did not look good. Brain had no waves. She hadn't made urine in 3 days. The doctor simply told me she had 72 hours to live. It was at that point my sister had shared Nsppd link to me a while back, and I never opened it. So I was exhausted physically, emotionally, and otherwise. So I lay down on the bed and I opened this link around 1 a.m. Eastern time zone. When I opened it, I was falling asleep. And suddenly, what did I hear? Your daughter is in ICU. They say it's liver failure. It's not liver failure. If it is you, put it on the live stream. The devil is a liar. So I checked back up. Yes, there's blood everywhere. If it is you, it is not liver failure. Put it on the live stream. So I woke up and I listened throughout the night and never left Nsppd any morning. But something happened. I got and I went to that ICU and took a selfie with a smile on my face with a daughter I had been told was dead. Then I called the attendant and I said, I'm flying back north. I have patients to take care of. He says, we told you it's 72 hours. Why don't you hang around? I said, no, I'm leaving. So I left for New Jersey and we shared cell phone numbers. Monday I called, no change. Tuesday morning, I saw a call coming from this attendant. And honestly, I was terrified. When I picked up, he says, Doctor, I don't know what happened. We came in this morning. She was not sedated for 8 days and she was in coma. She woke up and asked for a pen and paper to write something. And I have a picture of the scribble that she put there. So they asked me, since she's awake and looking at us, what should we do? I said, extubate my daughter. They're like, no, she hasn't made urine. Her liver enzyme is in the thousands. She's had 22 FFPs and she's pouring blood. What should we do? I said, I told you, extubate my daughter. So they went ahead and extubated her. And I waited on pins and needles to see what happened, all the time being on the altar. 2 days later, I got a 911 call from the hospital. What is going on? Your daughter is not obeying us. She's eating a burger. She has not had swallowing evaluation. She has not been cleared to eat. She's MPO and she's eating a burger. So I said, did she choke? They said no. Is she complaining? They said no. I said, give her 2 burgers. Two days later, I got another 911 call from the hospital. This time around, she's missing. She's not in her room. I said, how can someone be missing from an ICU? Security is looking for her. Then they called back, oh, we found her. What happened? Did anyone carry her away? No, she's walking laps. Physical therapy has not worked her. She doesn't have a walker. I said, okay, did she fall? They said, no. I said, let her walk 7 laps. What God cannot do. Then they did a cognitive test and told me she can't practice as a physician anymore because of the anoxic brain damage that she failed it. So she did the test, called me and was crying. I said, go and sleep. I'm going on the altar. 2 days later, I said, go repeat that test. She says it is 1,850 and the insurance pays once a year. I said, I'll pay it. Don't worry, go take it. She sent me a text, 100%. As we speak, she's doing a 9-day stretch as a hospitalist in her previous job. What God cannot do does not exist. Thank you, Pastor Jerry Eze, because, you know, without you, it would have been the dragon took my labor.
Nsppd, celebrate our Jesus. Celebrate our Jesus. Celebrate our Jesus. Celebrate